We are back, and welcome to the Blast from the Past movie podcast. I'm one of your hosts, CJ.
Joe Kill, keeping it real.
Alicia Caden at his house.
That's right, and this is the podcast we talk about old school movies and their nostalgia, and if we do or do not like them.
That is right.
And sometimes we just rip them a new one because they deserve it.
Yep. Or we just don't like them.
Oh, we just don't like them. Things don't want to do the things they want to do, guys. It's
when the button fails, I got you.
Yeah, it's a little lag, but I forget
you
there's
also
a
got
lag
to
on
take
there.
in consideration this is new for us.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing a new setup, so
Car got fancy here.
Yeah, we had
all
to
these colors and
production values up,
buttons.
as Mike would say. We miss you, Mike, man. But yeah, first of all, welcome back, Felicia, to the podcast. We appreciate you coming back on another show.
Thank you for having me.
And get into this right now. So this is funny because we were like, what movie to do?
Yes.
And we literally went through all these movies, and then all of a sudden we just like, yo, Man in Black. Because we ain't on no government list. We straight something.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
no fingerprints.
Hold on. This is kind of like Bad Boys.
Yeah.
You got to learn the word.
Oh, my bad. That's just true. So that's right, guys. So right now we're going to talk about the movie Man in Black.
And we will glance over 2 and 3, but this podcast is basically for the original.
Exactly. The original one that kicked off the first of the 4 that came out.
4?
Remember, there's Man in Black 1, 2, and 3, and then Man in Black International, which was the latest one.
I was not including that one because neither Tommy Lee Jones nor Will Smith are in that.
That's true, though.
Well, they're painting it.
That's true. So, Felicia K, we're going to, of course, start with you because, you're a guest. And ladies go first on the show. That's what we do.
Boom.
Or at least we try.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, this lady likes to go first. So.
Okay.
So here's the question I want to ask you. It's kind of a little bit complex, actually not that complex. This is one of Will Smith's, early roles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's actually one of his breakout roles.
Yeah, it's one of his breakout roles. What did you think of him in this movie? His acting wise. Did you feel like it was a change in his character from when we saw him on Fresh Prince, or do you think it was just like, or it was just Fresh Prince being Man in Black?
You know what? I think he did a great transition. I think that he nailed the movie. I think that especially with him with I forget it. Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh.
Fresh Prince Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince. He had more of a comedic childish role, and this was kind of more mature. He's an agent. I think he handled it well. I think athleticism, you could tell in the movie that he was up to par. I took him serious. He never. I always say if a actor can keep me in the movie, then I'm all for it. Like I've never watched. I don't think I've ever watched a Will Smith movie and been taken out of the movie because the acting was just not there. I think he was present in the character, so I thought he did an amazing transfer.
Oh, that's good.
Off to Earth.
We're never going to talk about that. First of all, but there's another question I actually want to ask you regarding Will Smith and regarding this role, and it's probably a little
Top
bit
of the fact that he fine.
we're not going to touch on that, but we're going to let you salivate on that a little bit. But I wanted to ask you, with this role, do you think that he acted like majority of black people probably would have acted if they were in this agency, finding out what to do and how this is going? You know what I mean? Because for me, I felt like that's probably how every black person would have reacted. Low-key. Do you think so?
Yeah. Actually, I do feel like it was a little stereotypical, but not in necessarily a fully bad way.
Yeah.
Like it was balanced. Like it wasn't over the top with it. You know what I'm saying? Where they bring out watermelon and chicken or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't go over the top with it.
Yeah.
But like it was like when we see certain shit, we like,
Yeah.
So, I personally think he did a good job with that. I think whoever wrote the movie as well did a good job with writing in the sarcasm and the, you know what I'm saying?
Kills is just shaking his head. You can't see it, some of y'all, but Kills is shaking his head. Why are you shaking your head, Kills?
Because I unfortunately I have to completely disagree. He was too calm, too collected when he found out what was going on. Granted, he was...
But he had already seen aliens, though.
That's what I'm talking about. When the dude... When he pulled the gun on him and in the very beginning when they were ready to recruit him, they pull the gun on him, and it's not a gun that you would normally see.
Yeah.
And then the guy blinks 2 sets of eyelids.
Yeah.
And then they got him in the room, and they're interviewing him, and he's too calm and too collected. And then when he takes him to do the test, he's still too calm, collected. When he's in the
but he's a cop. He's supposed to be like that.
Okay, but yeah, you're in the gun.
Because think about black agents.
My favorite scene of this movie is part of that whole calm, cool, and collected thing. When they're in the guns and he's like, everything's going off, and they're shooting the aliens left and right, and he shoots the little girl. And they ask why she had to die.
Oh, that was
she had
funny.
to die. And he said, well, first I was going to shoot this guy hanging from the pole, but I just figured he was working out. How would I feel if somebody came and bust me in the ass while I'm doing in the gym?
Yeah, I thought that
And he
was
goes through
funny.
this
I
whole
like
scenario.
that scene.
And then he goes, now little Tiffany here, she's out in the middle of in the neighborhood.
These
Little white
books
girl.
the books are way too complex for her age.
Yeah. He's way too calm. And then when they take him to the actual floor where all the aliens and them coming in, he's looking around like, okay. But he's too calm. No black person's going to be that calm.
No,
I don't care if he's a cop or not.
No, I disagree again with you, Kills, because I really think that he was, even in that scene you're talking about with the gym and when he's shooting, they had that shootout, right? I feel like a black person would, the gun range, would make up something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like at work. It's like at work.
yes,
Hey,
he's
Carl, why were you
covering
late to
his
that flight? Well, I was going to show up, but then I saw there was 3 people on the flight. And I was like, why is there 3 people on the flight? Then I was like, well, this person ain't never going to show up anyway. So I'm like, how would I feel if I knew he was never going to show up and not show up to him? You know, it was one of those things. So I felt like we are so creative.
It's called CYA, sir. Cover your ass.
Hey.
And that's exactly what he did. He covered his ass.
Right, but he was still too calm about it.
I mean, I know plenty of brothers like that who are just calm,
I know
collective.
plenty of brothers about it too, but on the average, no brother's that calm in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So but just because he wasn't over the top. Now, if it was like Chris Tucker, where he's known to be over the top on shit, I would have said, yeah, that nigga was too black. Like,
Yeah.
so it was like,
Especially when he was doing a test too. When he was doing a test.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
and that was I feel, we can argue this, was the funniest scene in the entire movie.
Yeah, I think it was.
Is the fact when they're doing the
when he
fucking
drugged
written
the table.
test and he drugged the fucking table
Making all
over.
that damn noise.
Making all that noise. Like,
Well, y'all look uncomfortable.
You want to get up on this? And everybody's like, why didn't we think of that?
But
like,
that's the classic, like, you know, the best guy for the job.
Right.
Yeah.
It goes off of instinct and is like typically like he's not all uptight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Those are the ones that don't. You know what I mean? So that showed everything too, that although, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't like the rest of them who are heavily decorated, had degrees and all this, you know what I'm saying? He was a real nigga. He was. He was a real nigga.
That shit was funny. He
Right.
said, "What you do?" I said, "Why'd you deserve that girl that deserved to die?" He said, "I hesitated." He said, and then he made that whole spill, which was funny to me. And then when he's like chasing down the damn, thing, and he's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like one thing I always wanted to ask was, how was his blackness in this movie, which is pretty funny to me to say, but yeah. So what's another one of your favorite scenes, then, Kills?
Another like that whole scene right there, from the test to the shoot to the. But I like and this is where he showed me that he's a black cop.
Yeah.
When at the very end when he's fighting the cockroach alien, and the cockroach throws him into the trash can, and he busts open the trash can, all the roaches fall out, and he's like, "Oh, is that your mother?"
Yeah. I think that's
start talking shit.
But when that movie came out, I think we was all doing that too. We was stepping on roaches like, is that your mama?
He started talking shit, and to me, that was like, okay, yeah, he made up for the gun thing being too calm.
Yeah.
He was still calm, but now he had knowledge. To me, Tommy Lee Jones said it the best in that little scene. After everything, he was like, a person is smart. People are stupid.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely true.
The coronavirus, prime example.
Yeah.
People are followers.
Right.
Most people are animals of instinct.
Right. So for me, it was like, okay, you can be calm, cool, and collected now that you've dealt with this.
Yeah.
Now I see the calm, cool, and collected you. But because it actually flip-flopped for me, because he was calm, cool, and collected through that whole little scenario.
Yeah.
And then when Reggie had his baby,
Yeah.
and he was getting thrown around by the squid.
True.
Oh yeah, at the car.
Yeah. Okay, that to me should have been Will Smith's character in the very beginning. That I'm shocked.
But it was new. I think he had to grow into his character. I think throughout the movie he kind of grows into the role because I think it progresses from him figuring out his role to him kind of growing into the role.
Right.
Yeah.
No. But what I'm saying is how do I want to put this? The actions that he took, like I said, because to me, with the guy with the
Baby.
the eyes, we tried to kill him when Tommy Lee Jones starts to recruit him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
He
at
was
the beginning.
too calm about what was going on.
Okay.
And
Okay, I see what you're
then when they go to stop Reggie from leaving the planet, and he's dealing with the baby, it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that should have been, oh shit. His eyes blinked twice.
Yeah.
2 sets of eyelids. Oh shit.
Yeah.
He was too calm there for him to turn around and with the baby scene be as animated as he was. That's all I'm saying.
I guess maybe they
I see
didn't
what
want.
you're
It could have been they didn't want to make it overly comical. That could have been a thing too. Like,
Yeah.
we don't want to make this
or give too
overly-
much at the beginning.
Exactly. Give too much comedy into it because it was. I mean, it is an action comedy,
Right.
but I didn't think they wanted to be that much comedy in it. But I love the way they played off of each other. I think the
Oh, yeah,
roles
they
were
played
great
well.
off each other. Like, I would love to see them in future movies, together where it was that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
But, and he gave you a prequel to Bad Boys.
Yeah.
He almost gave you a prequel to Bad Boys.
yeah.
How his character was in Bad Boys. That really was his big breakout role.
Right.
Was Bad
Yeah.
Boys, and this movie came out in 1997, and it had a score of 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
I think that was low.
You think that was low? I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think, Felice? You think that was too low, like a
I think
7.3 out of 10?
because Men in Black was a really good movie.
It's a classic. I think it's a classic. Like it's not a cult. It's a real classic. I remember people for Halloween want to dress up as.
I still
Men in
want to
Black.
be Men in Black.
That's true. That's true.
I make this look cool.
Exactly.
Hey.
Yeah, and just the fact that you have those lines like that where you're like,
Yeah, and I don't really remember and stuff, but I
Yeah.
remember like I make this look cool. The black suit, the whole concept of Men in Black, I think was interesting.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
plays off of, people who wonder like, are we the only ones? Like the whole concept of
are there police out there that police this type of thing from going on?
Yeah.
Are they gonna wipe your memory?
But they put him with with a white partner, but they didn't. He was able to they were both able to be each other,
Yeah.
and I think that's what I really enjoyed about how they played off of each other. Like they were just like sometimes if you black and you're around somebody white, you might sometimes you have white folks that feel like they need to be
Yeah.
extra,
Yeah.
put Tupac on and be extra. But like it was beautiful to see them both like really play to each other's strengths and still maintain their own individuality.
Which is funny because he has comical roles in here too, right?
Oh, Tommy
Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones has comical stuff in
Yeah,
here,
and he has a
so-
different taste of music too.
But when you brought that up, and he was like, when they went to hyperdrive on the Man in Black vehicle, and he put in some Elvis, he's like rocking out to Elvis, and he's like, Elvis is dead, right? No, he's not dead. He just went home.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And it's so funny because a lot of people think that Elvis was abducted by aliens, which is
Yeah.
kind of a funny concept. And on top of that, it's like I like the fact that they did his version of the music versus like. Him listening to some type of hip hop R&B or whatever,
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, I hate to tell you that, but what's the name was an alien?" You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
And-
imagine they did that with Michael Jackson, like he was a Michael Jackson on, and it was
Well,
like,
that's the funny
Yeah.
thing though. was
Uh-oh.
When they had the scene, when
Michael's everything.
they were looking at the.
Michael is not a race. I just feel like Michael. He did such a great. Michael did a. Sorry to digress, but Michael did the things he did with music just made him he just don't have one race. It's just Michael Jackson, like
True.
to exceed race.
he's a world race.
Yeah, he really exceeded race without excluding his own race at
He's
the
the
same
last person I
time.
remember and made people just faint. Like, who the fuck does that? One of the last person besides him and maybe Prince.
Faint and panties on the. No matter whether he had a nose or not. Okay,
He
listen.
transcended race.
Yeah.
And looks too, because women were still throwing
But you know-
panties on stage
but
even
you
when he
know-
didn't have a nose.
I know
Like they would take him down without that nose.
We're so going off topic, but I have to mention this because you brought it up. Is the funny thing is too about Michael is when you see concerts and everything, it's always like other ethnicities and other people showing out for Mike. When it comes to black folks, we'll listen to music all day, but we ain't going to the concert and showing off like they
Yeah,
this shit.
yeah.
Like you ain't never seen that on a Michael Jackson video.
Yeah.
Whatever. You see us at the award show having a good time with him. And we'll say, we'll listen to Michael. True. But when he in concert, they motherfuckers. Everybody else but us show out for him.
They don't want to pay for no concert tickets.
Man.
But I think it's too nowadays people don't really appreciate concerts like they did back then. I think you got to know why a concert is important.
Well, that's and that's true too, because Bruno Mars made a point one time to stop his set and say, "Look, you guys are recording me the whole time, on your cell phone. You need to just sit back and enjoy. Like that's why you're here. You just enjoy. You stop recording and enjoy. Like this will be broadcasted, I guarantee it. So but that's how you brought that up. But back to Men in Black.
Well,
people want us to see the moment. People want people to see. We want people to see us in the moment, and so we don't really enjoy the moment.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Come on now. Let's get the applause for that one. I like that.
Yeah, you might
get that.
So, but what I was going to touch on was we were talking about Michael Jackson. I like the fact when they're in the original Men in Black, when he puts the suit on and everything like that, and he talks about his third grade teacher. Agent J talking about Mrs. Edelstein. She just had to be from, and they bring her up, and he's like, "No, I'm not surprised about that." But what I wanted to touch on is in the second movie, they jump and they're showing Mike on the screen
as an alien,
talking about.
No, he wasn't an alien. He wasn't an alien. He was an agent.
He wanted to be an agent. He said, "I could be Agent M."
Yeah,
but they never said whether he was or was not alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always thought but that was even the way they did that though was like the people that they chose was like, okay, these people are really aliens. Like, if I would have put an alien list together, I would have put Michael on there.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Later Michael.
Speaking of that, if you had an alien Michael list, who would you put on there?
Oh Lord Jesus, I couldn't even go
modern day today. If you had Trump, that's mine.
Oh
I'm putting Trump as alien.
I couldn't.
He's at the top of my list.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you exactly who I would think is not from this planet. I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't go off that. I would have to really do some research and look at people and be like, "Yo."
Just off top, you had to throw somebody on a UFO, like so and so could have possibly come from a UFO, like Trump. Like he could have possibly come from a UFO
because he's orange.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. Like you can't tell me that if his mask came off and a little alien head came out, you would be shocked.
I would be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't.
I had a feeling.
I don't think he would be an alien inside of a body. I think he would be the alien, and he would just have like extra set of arms or something like that.
But what's the one at the beginning though of Men in Black where the guy he takes the body and he has to, and then he goes to see his wife and his wife's like,
that's
your face is crooked.
That's the cockroach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it's actually a cockroach in a Trump suit.
Oh my God, you guys!
I'm telling you, it's valid.
Actually,
people, do you agree with me? Come on.
Actually, if I had to say one thing, I'd actually say Rush Limbaugh.
I think freaking Sanders looks like a damn alien too. He just too old.
Oh, don't go to Uncle Bernie.
Uncle Bernie looked like he's a little bit too. I don't know. He could possibly be one.
And then I would also have to say, but see, mine are political guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, Rush Limbaugh, and I would have to say, and I love him, but Ross Perot.
I'm throwing all the young rappers in there. I think they all aliens. I'm throwing all of them.
Well, trap music is kind of interesting.
But
anyway,
auto-tunes.
Come on, you can't tell me that's not like secret alien talk.
Auto-tunes? The auto-tune?
I think they sent a secret message.
How'd that come out of nowhere?
Feel me?
T-Pain is an alien.
That's why we can't understand it because it's not our language. We just trying we like bubbly blah. That's a message. That could be a message that they sending to outer space. I thought that up all on my own.
Yes, you went totally left field. Totally left field with that. Bro, quick shout out, guys. Everybody on Instagram live feed. Appreciate it. If you're on Kills' Facebook live feed, we appreciate you guys. And if you're listening right now, just tuning in, we're talking about the movie Men in Black.
Yes.
That's right, 1997.
We're doing a tangent, but yes.
We went on a little tangent, but we're back on Men in Black. So, Felicia, do you have a favorite part?
Okay, so I'm gonna be a total girl, and I'm gonna say that my favorite part was when he fell for the girl at the restaurant. He was like, I can't. He didn't want to flash her.
Part 2.
He was ready to flash her.
Yeah.
That's part 2. That's Men in Black 2.
Yeah, you're getting mixed up.
Wait.
That's part 2.
Will Smith. Was it?
No, that's 2.
Yeah, he's in it. He's in 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, when he went back to get Agent K. Okay, you right.
Yeah, you got to mix
It's
up.
okay.
That's all right.
Well, anyway,
That's
that's
your favorite
my
part?
favorite scene.
Yeah.
Was the fact that yeah.
What about
Because
you,
I had this
Carl?
other movie pop in my head. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
was that Men in Black? Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah. No, I think that was the first one where they left to the. Oh no, was it the third one where they left to the island, and she was the cat had the thing on here. That's the first one.
The
The cat had
cat
the
had the
emblem.
planet.
The
Yeah.
planet.
That's
yeah.
the first one.
But they ain't going to no island, though, but yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't go
It
to
was
no
Okay,
on
but
the
island.
even that one though, on the boat, he said, "You've never been in love before. You've never abandoned logic for passion." So that was my favorite part.
That was part 2.
Okay, well either way,
It's okay,
the
though.
romance aspect was my part. You know, the fact that in that part he went for an alien. Speaking of that, he fell in love with an alien. Okay, that's my
Yeah,
part.
that's how he became an agent of Men in Black.
That's just true.
K. He fell in love with an alien.
But you don't find that out till part 2.
Oh, I didn't
Right,
even
that's
put
part
that
2.
together.
That's all part
Yeah,
2.
that's all part 2. But it's okay, though. It's okay. That's what we do on the podcast.
Alien needs love too.
Yes, this is true. Part 1 is with the cockroach and the mortician,
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
who
Okay.
actually becomes his partner in part 2. And then he neuralizes her.
Newsalizer, yeah, because you don't see her again, actually. So I'll say my favorite part, like I told you, was the whole scene when he moves over the table and does that. And then I say my close second to that, Ed, is in Man in Black, is when he's trying to it was the first time he's trying to explain that these aliens are it's not really an alien, so we had to explain to people, well, a gas line broke and then this and that,
when
and
he
woo-
fired
Once
the
he
gun.
flashes,
yeah, when he but he doesn't have a flasher yet, but he was just like, and let me do the memory eraser thingy, and he thinks it's that easy to do, like give him a new memory and all that stuff, and he's like, you mean you wipe that thing and it just completely erases their memory? And he's like, yeah. He's like, stand neutralized. He's like, and that's the most best freaking memory you can give that person. And so he goes in this whole thing like, she left you, yeah, because you was gonna leave him. Matter of fact, you left him. And man, you should go somewhere, get some makeup, maybe a little shade. And so see, that is like totally Will Smith to me, and I thought that was pretty dope because it reminded me of Fresh Prince when he did that.
Right. And to me, like I was saying with the whole character aspect, it's almost like he was trying to, like you said, he was trying to find his footing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, yeah, that was a good scene. That was the Edgar scene.
Now let me ask you this, Kill, since I know you have a daughter, but I mean she's older. But what I'm gonna ask you is, do you really feel like this is a movie like people should, like young parents or people that are now becoming parents or who have been parents for a couple of years should show their kids?
I think this is a series that they should show the whole series though.
I don't think. I think you stop after 1 and 2 and that's it.
Well, no, because 3 explains the relationship.
I guess. Okay.
The relationship that Will or Agent J and Agent K have, and why they have this
Their
relationship.
humanity.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that if you're going with young parents or young adults, I think they should watch, like I said, the whole series, because you get a bit of aspects of everything in each movie.
That's true.
And then the even though the third movie is not that great of a movie,
Yeah.
it brings it full circle. So it explains everything, all the tidbits of why they were important.
Okay. That's true.
Should you watch them all? It's up to you. Yes. And I plan on showing my grandson because I have actually I have them all now. I even did the last one.
Okay then. Well, I think so too. I think you should show your kids this movie. I think it's a must-see movie that kids should watch. I mean, especially right now when you're in quarantine. You should show them Man in Black 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean? The last one, that's for the newer generation, obviously. But I really do feel like, if you're in quarantine right now, this is the perfect thing to watch as a series. You can do it the first day, watch the first one, second day, watch the second one, and, make it a 3-day event. That way you always have something to come home and watch. or not even come home to, like, spread out your time frame. Like, I really feel like you should watch, like, watch a Netflix in the morning and then watch like a show in the afternoon and then watch a movie at night and then like complete your cycle. So, but Felicia, I want to go ahead. What's some of your final thoughts on the movie A Man in Black?
My final thoughts on Men in Black. I think Men in Black is a great movie. I think it's a great family movie too. Actually helps exercise, the other part of the brain, the think outside the box lane. I thought Will Smith was, not only did he look good in the movie, but he did a great job. Just want to emphasize that. So yeah, go watch it.
All right, then, kids, what about you, man?
Good movie, good family movie. I think it shows a family dynamic, even though it doesn't push the family dynamic.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the whole series, though. But as far as this movie goes, there's action, there is comedy, and it's so funny because the comedy that you have, most times when you have two guys doing this kind of comedy or this kind of movie, you have the straight guy and you have the comedic guy.
Yeah.
In this movie, it's almost like you're playing two straight guys being funny.
Yeah.
True.
So it does have it has a lot of high points, and I really suggest this movie.
For sure, man. Well, once again, guys, this has been the Blast from the Past movie podcast. I've been one of your hosts, CJ.
Joe Kill, keeping it real.
Felicia Cade into his out.
And right, guys, I want to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys like us on our audio social websites. Make sure to go ahead and follow us at Blast from the Past Movies at Instagram and on Facebook. But until then, guys, we'll see you when we see you. Peace out.